They don't stop running the ball if they don't get things done early.
They'll give up the middle to Johnson. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
2nd and 10.
19 right. Get it.
Throwing now, Ward. They'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 23. A nice throw from the rookie out of Miami, and it's going to be good for a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. It comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one. And how nice is it for him to know that when he gets outside the pocket, he's got a reliable tight end he can go to. So he's able to look his way, find his big target, and set up 1st and goal.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Darnell Washington from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass his young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed, aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
Partner, as a former defensive back, I'm not known much a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Mayfield now from the 50. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. And now Mitchell, 49 yards. And the Panthers are an extra point away from evening this one up. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. There aren't any speed limits out there, and off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase it.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Oh, good return up past the 30. Past midfield. And he's going to be out of bounds across the 50. Great return.
Well, that return gives him a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
A run straight ahead with Genti. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
They'll go again with Genti. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 74 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that would look like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Across the middle, and this pass complete to Cooper Kupp. Another nice gain, 16 yards there at a first down again.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up first and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far on this drive. This offense on the march.
19 Tigers.
This throw left side is caught by Tolbert. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Jalen Tolbert from 8 yards out. And the Dolphins have broken our tie as they take the lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 21-14.
Up the highest metric. The city just made a sweep. People diabetic. They mouth you full of deceit. Let these cowards tell it. Welcome New Orleans with the indicator and they yelling.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Mad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my quarterback bad. Somebody gotta do it. Turn his TV off. 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 Turn his TV off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it first and 10. And he goes out right around the 39. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Alert, alert! 180! What's that?
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Throw left side complete. That's Harvey. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
180! Start!
Here's Mayfield. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Good. 180. What's up?
They'll give it to Scatteroo. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
180. What's up?
Mayfield looks to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Tucker Kraft with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Panthers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. McLaughlin for the extra point. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Now we are hitting the home stretch here toward halftime, and to this point, this has been an exciting offensive explosion for both sides.
I think everyone in the stadium is going to have to regroup a little bit, including the
Take
two
their
of
breath,
us. Yeah, I think we have to get a little oxygen, relax a little bit, and see what we can get going for the second half, the same as these teams, because right now everything's working really well. Can someone come up with something to slow them down?
Yeah, both defenses back on their heels.
Alert! Alert! Go! Ready, ready?
On the give, Genty. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like he'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 81 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Stephanie! Viking 18, 5, Warriors 17. Let go.
Play fake. Here's Ward. Going up top for Kupp. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Cooper Kupp, 49 yards. And the Dolphins have broken our tie as they take the lead. Well, partner, I mean, if anybody was still questioning whether or not he had an NFL caliber arm, I think you can toss that right out the window. That was a heck of a throw right there.
I would agree totally. Question it no more. This rookie, big-time throw right there. Great poise, stepped up, trusted he could lay it in there perfectly, and he knew that his guy was going to make the catch on the other end. Nice collaboration.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Mayfield to throw it. That's complete to Robinson. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Mayfield going to switch things up here. They'll look to throw here on first down. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by DeMarvion Overshow. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 41. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range. He'll find Ginty out of the backfield. And he goes out of bounds and looks like right at the 50. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down.
Trap 60. Ready? 60. Buffalo 8. Cowboy 8. Lion.
To throw is Ward. He'll drop this underneath for Ginty. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Dragon 60.
To throw, here's Ward. That'll be caught. It's Cup. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. The kick by Sanders is good. And that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game, and to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, They're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Hurry! 180!
First down, here's Scatterby. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 46-yard line, a second down and 6.
180!
Out of the gun, a run with Harvey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
180! Regular! Hey, alert 33! What's that?
Throwing, Mayfield. He'll swing this out to Harvey. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now Mayfield. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
2nd and 10 now, third quarter from Charlotte.
180! Hurry! What's that?
They'll run from the gun with Scatterby. And here he'll get it down to the 7. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Now Baker going to change it up.
Kings! What's that?
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Panthers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's another.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Cam Scatterby with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have cut it back within a score. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal.
31. Panthers 28.
The career is more at stake when you win your prime. That paper, baby, love is on the dotted line. I've been flying out of town for some peace of mind.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where they can try to get momentum back. Maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
116 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Ward. Oh, he's got that wide open, complete. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Genty is into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
And they're on the 35-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
On the handoff, this is Scatterby. And slow going there as they'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Panthers on third down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 4.
Run.
Mayfield. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the 4th quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
What's up? 180. What's up?
They go play action. Mayfield. Throw right side taken by Sanders. Touchdown, Panthers. Jatavion Sanders.